Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well. Hope that everyone out there is doing absolutely fantastic. If it sounds like I sound sleepy, it's because I am. So, yeah, what? Yeah. Quite sleepy, quite tired. So just throwing that out there. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It's a free and easy way to help support the channel. Very big thank you to everyone who has been a supporter of both channels over the last 9,000 years at this point. Without any further ado, let's jump right into it. A lot of people, and I think it's not by design, it's just by time. People always get so surprised when certain things end up in the cryptocurrency news space. And it's understandable. We always have new people entering the market. I get it. And I mean, it's also quite difficult to keep up with just everything that's always going on within this space. Institutions and companies have been here for a very long time. There was this weird moment back in 2023 where we heard officially that BlackRock was in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency space. And everyone went crazy because they were like, this is the first time this has ever happened. No one ever pays attention to crypto. How is all of this? It just doesn't make any sense. And then I sit there and I go often, there's a reason why you've heard me say, hey, if you weren't here for that video, for those of you who missed that information, you probably didn't see that video. It's understandable. There's, a lot going on. But some things are quite pivotal. Some things are quite gargantuan in matter and in statue as far as like the things that are taking place. These companies and institutions are going to own all the crypto in a very short period of time. That's basically due to years of accumulation, paying attention, absorption, osmosis. I don't know what word you wanna throw in there in that direction. I said before when we got news a while back, I said all these banks were announcing that in 2026 and some in 2025, they would be offering cryptocurrency custody, or they would allow their customers to buy, hold, and sell Bitcoin. And I was like, well, you can't offer your clients a way to buy something unless you had it. You can't sell something that you don't actually have. So mega long story short, every institution's in the space. It's not some of them, it's all of them. And I'm going to show you exactly how far reaching that it actually is. I told you many times before as well, it's quite frustrating. And I know it has befallen many of you just the same. You try to explain to someone what's happening in crypto, what's happening in the market, what's taking place, what money is moving in, what institutions. And for some reason, people just, not all of you, but I mean like others who I see in my life, they just don't get it. They're not listening to what I'm saying. It always takes like one thing and then they kind of perk up. Like I told you, this was 2 or 3 years ago. I was trying to tell someone about crypto. And every time I spoke to them, I was basically speaking Korean in their direction. And then finally, I copied, I took a screenshot and I showed them, I forgot what it was. Some institution got into the space. They knew that institution and they were like, oh my gosh, crypto is going to take off. And I was like, the other 119 things I sent you didn't work anyway. Yeah, so this, of course, was very major news, and I'm going to show you exactly how this translates into just about everything else. T-Mobile, T-Mizzy, that's not a thing. A lot of you know it, if not all of you. It's kind of like a thing in the States and in Canada and across Europe and Maybe some parts of Asia. I'm not 1,000% sure. They made it into the crypto news today. And a lot of the news was reporting this is unprecedented. This has never taken place before. How in the fudge is this possible? No, this is not. It's not a thing. There's a crypto coin chain called Theta, THETA. The Theta network, a layer one platform for, they say, AI, video and entertainment, has announced that leading telecommunications provider, they're called Deutsche Telekom, it's a German company, but around the world they run as T-Mobile, has joined its blockchain as an enterprise node operator. So T-Mobile will be running a node for the Theta network. This is huge. They're validating transactions. T-Mobile's in the cryptocurrency space. It's absolutely wonderful and beautiful. The Theta network wrote on Twitter, "We're proud to announce that Deutsche Telekom, one of the world's leading integrated telecommunication companies, has joined the Theta network as an enterprise validator node operator." So one, I will say, the Theta network does not often get into the news. And irrespective of how I might feel about the coin or the project, this is substantial news. One of the largest telecommunication companies that has ever existed on the planet will officially be validating transactions for this chain. The interesting part is that many different websites were once again touting this as unprecedented. This has never taken place. We've never heard news like this before. And once again, I often chalk it up to the fact that I think many people are new here. I think many people have been in the space for a year, maybe since the end of 2023. They heard the BlackRock news and they were like, now I'm going to get into the space. My friend, when I say these companies have been here for a very long time, they've been here for a very long time. There's always this really weird, and I mean, it started back in 2018. Cryptocurrency prices had just hit new highs, and things were falling down in price, but everyone knew what crypto was. And there was a weird rumor going around that a number of countries had begun to buy crypto and buy Bitcoin, and people were like, no, governments would never do that because Bitcoin's far too decentralized. And I was like, well, that's not how logic actually works. And then we started getting a lot of news about companies, institutions, CEOs, governments who had been buying some portion of Bitcoin since around 2014. So much like the Theta network and T-Mobile, this of course has happened before. You just simply needed to have been here years ago. This is an article, I believe, from 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Telecom giant Deutsche Telekom, the parent company of T-Mobile, has announced that they will be running a validator to support Ethereum staking. Yeah, T-Mobile, if you find it on their website, T-Mobile's actually staking a large number of cryptocurrency, and they've been doing it for years. T-Mobile's also a validator of a number of cryptocurrency blockchains. So, and I say this in the nicest way possible. You know what T-Mobile is, but T-Mobile isn't often spoken about in the same category as BlackRock, Fidelity, dare I say Coinbase, Bank of America, JP Morgan. If you can assume for a moment that a telecommunications giant is staking multiple cryptocurrencies and running validator nodes, you can probably assume that the big banks have also been doing it for some time as well. Everyone always forgets these monumental things that no, this is the reason why when you say that crypto prices should be higher, it's not just wishful thinking, oh, I want to make more money. It's no, even T-Mobile is here. All the banks know about it, all the countries. We should, by all logic, be around 5 times higher in price just off of movement and logic and things that are happening within this space. They bring out this news, they announce these things, and then 4 months later, everyone forgets about it and they go, well, why are the institutions still buying up so much crypto? It's because they know that this is probably going to be the brand new monetary system and they want all of it for themselves. For those of you not looking at the screen, this is an article from the middle. Was that a mosquito? What was that? What the? Somebody just flew from behind the computer screen. I don't know what that was. Was that a bat? Okay. This is from the middle of 2024. It says T-Mobile owner Deutsche Telekom will soon mine Bitcoin in addition to running nodes. Yeah. So T-Mobile, if I remember correctly, started out with some like proof of stakey kind of coins. I think it was a lot easier back then as like an instantaneous thing. The most you needed was a computer to be able to do it. But with Bitcoin, you need like like a big operational system to kind of set everything up. Yes, T-Mobile is also mining Bitcoin. I'm going to say this one more time. You think that T-Mobile is mining Bitcoin and the largest banks on the planet aren't? And I mean, also, we know that they are. We know that they're buying Bitcoin and hoarding it and all these other kinds of things. This is another one. This is from 2022. Deutsche Telekom supports Chainlink staking. Yeah, you can even go to their website and you can see, I mean, you might have to dig through it. I don't know if it's like on the front page anymore. But back in 2021, 2022, you could go onto the T-Mobile website homepage and you would see like it says like we offer staking in these coins and we stake this and we're validators in this. And yeah, so everyone knows about it. It's not like crypto has to go mainstream. Crypto is entirely, completely mainstream, especially with, it's not even just financial institutions, it's anyone who wants to make money. Any delusion you might have in your mind that this is going to take another 5 to 10 years before we really start seeing things like moving. No, my friend, with the moment we passed by a $40,000 Bitcoin, everyone was like, all right, cool, we got this. We got to jump into it as quick as humanly possible. Over 100,000 means that Bitcoin is one of the largest assets that has ever existed on the planet. So yes, the news is T-Mobile will be working with Theta and running validator nodes, but they're also doing it, I think, for it's like about 10 coins at this point. And they've been doing it for years. They're not only mining these coins and validating transactions, they're also staking it. So T-Mobile itself is doing the thing that I've been telling you that corporations have been doing and will be doing in the future. Buying up these coins at cheaper prices. And if you do this constantly over the course of multiple months since 2021, 2022, this is how they hold huge portions of crypto. While everyone else isn't paying attention, everyone looks at prices dropping by 2%. You wonder how they get all this stuff. They've been doing it for years. And then they're also staking these coins, making a yield from it, and probably swapping that back into buying more coins as well. Yeah, for those of you who didn't know, T-Mobile and just about everyone else is into crypto already. I know, shocking. And it's going to be even more shocking in 4 months when we hear this news again and it's reported like, oh my gosh, this is unprecedented. No, they're all here. They all know. You think Deutsche Telekom is the one ahead of the curve? No. Anywho, yeah, hope everyone's been paying attention because I feel like a lot of people aren't. And for those of you who are, congratulations on your future exceptional levels of wealth. And everyone else, I hope you get it together because this is changing the world. Okie dokie. Let's move on. Also in news I missed, where I go over news I missed. This is like the never-ending story, and I feel absolutely terrible for these people. Back in, 2012, 2013? I don't remember. Someone created, they took a website. It was called Magic the Gathering Online Exchange. It was a place for you to exchange Magic the Gathering cards. They decided to make that into a crypto exchange, and they had all the Bitcoin that they had on that crypto exchange on one computer, one server. So all those coins were, of course, stolen, and it took a while to procure many of them, back. They found some of them, blah, 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 blah. Basically, over the years, the people who owned those coins were able to come forward to a Japanese lawyer and say, hey, this was my password. This was my sign-in, login details. Here's my information. This was my account. Can I have my coins back? We heard at the beginning of 2025 that basically the saga was kind of over. These people would get their coins back. And of course, there was a huge, gigantic bunch of people in the crypto space crying because the idea is that if these people get their Bitcoin back, they're going to sell it in lower prices, as opposed to being like, if I had been robbed, I would love to get my money back. There's no empathy there. So basically, these people are going to get their coins back, like the original coins. The issue is that for whatever reason, it's been like mega delayed again. So these people should have gotten their money back in 2015, and then in 2017, and then in 2020, and then in 2022, 2024, and 2025. And apparently, it's going to take even longer now. It says the long-running Mt. Gox saga took yet another turn after the defunct Bitcoin exchange once again delayed repayments to its creditors, this time pushing the deadline from the end of October to the end of October 2026. The announcement was released on Monday and came just days before the original repayment deadline. It now extends what has already been a decade-long wait for victims of one of crypto's most infamous collapses. I think some people have been repaid, but as far as I understand it, a lot of other people haven't. I can't imagine, this isn't a joke, I can't imagine the actual anguish and torture that this has to bring. If you had, and some of these people, they bought Bitcoin back when it was like 15 cents, $1, $3.50. Some of these people are owed 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 Bitcoin. The economy's not doing too hot. Now imagine some of these people sitting there thinking that they're going to literally get a windfall. I'm going to get my life back. I'm going to get my money. I'm going to be able to buy a home, not have to pay worry about rent and all these other things. And they keep pushing the deadline back. It's actually completely diabolical at this point, and I don't know exactly why this is happening. If someone can shed some light on it, but it feels completely rotten at this point. So there's no reason to extend the deadline like this. This feels like someone's trying not to give these people back their money. I sincerely don't know what's going on. So yeah, once again, bit of news I missed. It's quite ridiculous. I have a feeling this money probably won't ever be paid back. I honestly don't get it. So, yeah, I guess that quells that fear that some people had of these people getting their money back. I sincerely don't understand. If this had been done back in 2019, this wouldn't even be a topic of discussion. There's always a situation where people they're not getting their money back and people are like, oh, okay, we don't have to worry about them selling off. If Bitcoin's price goes to $1 million and these people sell, then you're going to have to worry. Give them back their money when Bitcoin was at $4,000. Okie dokie. Yeah, what a weird predicament to be in. All right, everyone. That is going to do it for this video. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.